Hi, grade 3. All right, so we did our intro to multiplication, and then our next video was kind of long, and it was our ones times table, our two times table, and our three times table. And now we're going to do our four and our five times table. So remember, and I'm going to keep saying this over and over, that multiplication is repeated addition. So instead of adding 5 plus 5, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, so 5 times, I can just say 5 times 5, and then I'm going to know that my answer is 25, okay? Well, I will. Once I memorize it, I'll know it like that, okay? All right, but for now, we're going to do your four times tables. And this is also why we practice skip counting. So remember when we did skip counting, we started learning skip counting by threes and then skip counting by fours. And that helps you with multiplication. So did your twos and your fives. But you've been doing those all along since grade 1 or grade 2, doing skip counting by twos and fives. And then this year we added threes and fours and also 25s, right? All right, so now you're going to do your four times table. And remember what we said in the beginning in the introductory video, it doesn't matter what direction you go. So I just keep going one direction because it keeps it straight in my head. You can go whatever way you want to go, okay? So remember, we start with 4 times 1, okay? Where have we seen this before? That's right, your one times table. We saw 1 times 4 at the beginning, but this time we have a different set of plates. So we have 4 plates, 2, 3, 4. And how many cookies do we have on each plate? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cookies on each plate. Actually, I think I did it the exact same way for the other one. So this is 4 plates with 1 cookie on each plate. And 1 times 4 would be 1 plate with 4 cookies on it, okay? Does it matter? Nope, because the answer is going to be exactly the same. 4 times 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 4. Or 1 plate with 4 cookies on it, it still equals 4, okay? The only thing you have to make sure when you're doing multiplication is that you're not, if you're drawing it out, that's fine. Just make sure you don't add your plates to your answer, okay? Or if you're using a bucket or whatever with marbles in it, just make sure you don't add that into your answer because it's going to change it, okay? All right, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2. So if we do the addition, right, it's 4 plus 4. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. I know my doubles. So 4 times 2 is 8. And if we were to draw it out, we would have our 4 plates, 2, 3, 4. And that would have 2 cookies on each plate. And I have 2, 4, 6, 8. Or I just memorize this. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay. See how much more efficient it is to learn your times tables, right? It just makes your life so much easier as you get going with your bigger and bigger numbers. And of course, I just dropped my sock. And we know from our art videos that that's picking up something on the floor from this chair is how I hurt my knee last week. All right, the injuries of at-home learning, right? Okay, or the perils of at-home learning. Okay, so our next one is 4 times 3. And if we draw it on our plates, we have 1, 2, 3. Whoops, I'm way down here, aren't I? Okay, my plates are getting kind of messy here. That one looks like a pumpkin. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you can imagine 25 times 25. I'm going to draw 25 plates with 25 cookies on it and add each of those. No, I'm not. I'm going to learn my times tables. Although 25 times 25 is not part of your basic multiplication, but you know, when you get up to 10 times 10, do we want to draw 10 plates with 10 cookies on it, or do we just want to know that 10 times 10 is 100? Well, we just want to know that 10 times 10 is 100, right? So 4 times 3, or I could say 4, sorry. This would be 3 plus 3. Oops, I'm confusing myself. Plus 3 plus 3. Or I could say 4 plus 4 plus 4. Remember, we said it didn't matter which direction you went. So 4 times 3, if I have 4 plus 4 is 8. I add on 4 more. 8 plus 4 is, that's right, it's 12. Or I could count up the amount of cookies that I have, right? 3, 6, 9, 12. All right, so same as before. And my pattern, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. Could you predict, using your skip counting skills that you had from last semester when we were all still together in class, could you use those skip counting skills, skip counting by 4s, to know what 4 times 4 is going to be? Could you predict? Or just look at the pattern that's in our answers. Look at our increasing pattern, 4, 8, 12. What would come next? So I want you to pause it and make sure you're writing that X, not the plus sign, right? It makes it a different question. It's going to make your answer very different. 4 times 4 is different than 4 plus 4, right? So 4 times 4, I want you to pause it. I don't want you to solve it. I want you to figure that out. And once you have it, then unpause it and see if you got the answer right, okay? All right. And you're back. So 4, if we are looking, so 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is, what are we adding each time? We're adding 4, right? So 4 times 4, if we look at, and I'm going to try and get you to the bottom of my board here. 1, 2, 3, 4 plates. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 plates with 4 cookies on it, so I could add them up. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 4 is 16. Or I could memorize that 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, and we've got one more, and I want you to do the same thing. I want you to stop, and I want you to predict what 4 times 5 is going to be. If we look at our answers for 8, 12, 16, what will come next in this increasing pattern if each time it's increasing by 4? And if you can't predict it, if you don't know what that answer is, then I want you to solve it drawing it out, okay, using your plates and your cookies or using your repeated addition, okay? So 4, and we're looking for 4 times 5. We're going to solve that, okay? And then come back. And now you're back. All right, so 4 times 5. So we could have 5. Oops, I was going to multiply 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Or I could have, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, or I could have 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4. So it's an either or. You don't have to do both, right? Okay, if I was doing the repeated addition. So if I want to do 4 times 5, so 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, 4 plus, oh my heavens. Is that very efficient? No, it's not. Okay, so I would have to say 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 4 is 16, plus 4 is 20. Or I can memorize my multiplication facts, and I could just say that 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, and that's it. I was about to go to one more, but I don't have to. All right, so our 4 times tables. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. And 4 times 5 is, get the answer in there. 4 times 5 is 20. And you can really see, like 1 times 1, is it that much more efficient? No. But when you start getting to bigger and bigger numbers, that's where you're saving your time, and that's where it gets more and more efficient, okay? All right, so let us do your 5 times tables. And I think everybody finds the 5 times tables usually is pretty fun because they're pretty fast, because we already have been skip counting for a couple of years, skip counting by 5s already, okay? So we're going to do that right now, okay? So we can have 5 times 1. I can have one plate with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cookies on it. Or I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plates with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or sorry, 5 plates with 1 cookie on each plate. This is what I'm talking about efficiency. Okay, I'm having to draw more and more stuff out. So it's way easier, way more efficient for you if we memorize the times tables, okay? So I can either have 5 times 1, or I can have 1 times 5. Either way, my answer is 5. right? So in terms of addition, this is not the repeated addition for 5 times 5, okay? I only have 1 5. So the repeated addition for 5 times 1 is just that 1 5 because it's 1 5. So my answer is 5. Okay, so don't make that mistake. All right, next up we have 5 times 2. Okay, so I can do 5 plus 5, or I can say 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Is that, oops, I think I got an extra plus 2 on there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I didn't have an extra one. Oh, getting old. All right. Okay, so 5 plus 5 would be, well, this one would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, 5. Okay, so 5 plus 5 is the repeated addition for 5 times 2. The other repeated addition for 5 times 2 is 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Efficient? No. Getting bored of me talking? Probably. All right. So 5 plus 5, we know from our skip counting, 5 plus 5 is 10, or 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So regardless whether you do 5 times 2 or 2 times 5, the answer is still going to be, shout it out. That's right. The answer is going to be 10. Okay. All right. So we have 5, we have 10. Now we go to 5 times 3. Okay. And I always have you do your prediction after the third one because you need enough evidence. You need enough proof to know where your pattern is going. That's why we're not predicting just yet. Okay. All right. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have 3 groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. I know my cookies got smaller, right? All right, so we have 3 groups of 5, or I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can have 5 groups of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Either way, the answer is going to be the same: 5, 10, 15, or 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So 5 times 3 is 15. Okay. All right. Now we're ready to predict. Okay. I think you were ready to predict before because you know your 5 times tables, but we got to take it step by step. Right. So now I want you to stop the video and I want you to predict what you think 5 times 4 is going to be. So if we look at our answers, 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15. Based on our increasing pattern here with our answers, where our pattern started at 5 and is increasing by 5 each time, well, increase means get bigger. What would you predict our 5 times 4 would be? And if you're not sure what the prediction from the pattern would be, then draw it out or do your repeated addition. So your repeated addition would be 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, or it would be 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. That's a lot. Okay. All right. So you solve it, get your answer, and then unpause it. And then we will see if you got your answer right. And I'm sure you did. Okay. All right. And now you're back. So 5 times 4. I have no clue why I just erased all of our numbers here. But if we just go strictly based on our pattern, we have 5, 10, 15. Our answer is 20. So if you got 20, give yourself a pat on the back. So 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. Now I want you to predict what is 5. What's 5 times 5? So look at our answers: 5, 10, 15, 20. What do you think your next answer is going to be? Or you can draw it out, or you can do the repeated addition for it, because that's what multiplication is, right? So I want you to solve what is 5 times 5. Predict what it might be. So pause it, solve it on a piece of paper or on a whiteboard, and then unpause it and let's see what the answer is, okay? And you're back. or you never went away. All right, so 5, 10, 15, 20. 5 times 5, if we continue that pattern, 5 times 5 is going to be 25. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward, and you will get it as long as you practice it. Okay, so we will have some flashcards for you to cut out. I kind of actually want you to make them. Okay, instead of cutting them out, because it's going to help you. If you don't know your times tables yet, up to 5 times 5, it will help you just to make them. So I'll give you the instructions on how to make them, and you're going to use the paper in your religion journal to make them. Okay, you don't have to use extra paper from mom and dad's stash unless they have some recycled paper. Maybe it has something printed on the back. And you can make your flashcards out of that. Okay. All right. So that's going to be your job, is to make your flashcards for your 1 times table, your 2 times table, your 3 times table, your 4 times table, and your 5 times table. So you're going to make some flashcards and memorize those. When you think you know all those, then you're going to go on and do the other activities for multiplication. Okay. And remember, don't be surprised if when you're doing assignments, if you start seeing addition and subtraction questions in with your multiplication. Because the idea is I want you looking at that symbol. Make sure that you are looking for either an X or the T, or plus or the minus for subtraction. Okay, you've got to pay attention where that symbol is. Don't just sort of guess as to what it might be. Read the whole question. Okay. All right. I hope you guys have fun with this, and I will see you later. Okay. Or I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you. I might not see you later, right? I'll see you on Friday for sure, anyways. Okay. Here we go. Bye bye.